sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
I just choked down chocolate chip cookies and Grandpa's femur. Femur.
We make money now?
No, we had to pay
So
them.
this episode, it's just too slippery. I'm slicing everything.
Every time I swing my 5-iron, it goes up that guy's ass.
Welcome to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's your host, Jim and Foo.
This is episode 108.
Sad Dads Club podcast.
I'm Jim,
I'm the Lord Foo.
and we are here for you.
We are sans a guest this week.
Oh, yeah, we're just alone. We're loners this week.
We're
on our own show.
Duoing.
Yeah,
Right.
we're just we're co-hosting with each other.
Right.
This is just we don't need Dave.
It's like a Dutch rudder, but different.
Yeah, I mean we like having Dave here, but it's not. I mean,
Or Mike.
Or Mike.
Mike likes
Or
to
even-
say he's going to show up. But
Or
then
even
he doesn't.
Data's. Like even when Data's was here, it was fun too.
Was he doing something important?
He's not home. If that's what you're
Oh.
asking. I don't know. I don't know if he's doing something important, but he wasn't around the house when I left.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. How was your weekend?
it was good.
Yeah?
It was good. I have a follow-up from last week.
Oh, okay, good.
So, actually, it's probably two things, but I'll start with Dave's initial question when he asked about how long does it take you to get the runner's high?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like how long does it take to get to the middle of a?
No, because he
Okay.
didn't ask that, Parker.
Oh, okay.
It was the runner's high.
Oh, yeah.
So we were out running last night, Venus and I, and she mentions, I'm surprised you didn't say how long it takes me to get the runner's high on our runs. And I went, well,
Did she? Is this information that she's divulged to you?
right. And no,
Okay.
not necessarily.
All right.
But it was because I know the answer, and she knows the answer.
Okay.
But it was like, well, why? She's like, because I just figured that would be an opportunity for you to say none. And I went, well, I wouldn't want to throw you under the bus. And she's like, there is no runner's high for me.
That's accurate. I think.
She's like, I fucking hate it.
So she's just fucking mudding through.
She is.
She's
just
like
doing it because I guess there's it's like a project deliverable.
That's tough, man.
That's what's weird about it, because she has an ability for endurance, and she can complete. She's doing all of the tasks, right? She does the runs. She does all of the exercises. She's doing the regimen. We have not missed a single day, so she has.
It's all begrudging.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't want to do it.
Cannot stand it, and does not enjoy it. Like,
I don't blame her.
right.
Yeah.
Right. None of it. She's like, there is no runner's high. I do it because
it doesn't exist.
I'm getting out here. She enjoys the company. Like I do.
Maybe it's like the paranormal show we did last week, where she just doesn't believe in it, but it could exist, but maybe not.
Right. There's motivational.
Yeah.
Right. It's getting her and I out together to do something. Would she rather do anything else? Absolutely. But when everybody is working from home and everyone is just in a place, I think it was an opportunity for both of us, because it started in August. It was like, set a goal, work on some body positivity things, self-image things, complete a task, get us out of the house, get some exercise. It's good for us. It's good for health. Why not?
Yeah.
And then there's a little bit of some achievements as we went to hit some goals, do some things. Most of them were for her, deliverables for her. And I'm just a supporting cast member, but it was funny to me and her, as we're running last night. She's like, no pleasure. There's nothing in this for me. Like, I can't.
I totally feel that. I mean,
and yet she persists, I guess.
The only time I've talked about this before, but I played soccer growing up. I love soccer. That was the only time I enjoyed running, was in the heat of not even practice so much, but if I was in a game,
yeah,
it was like that whistle blew and it was monster mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember one time I was going after a guy and ended up falling and landing on my back, and it knocked the wind out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pissed because I got beat. And I got up huffing and sucking air hard because I knocked the wind out of me.
Yeah.
And just wouldn't give up.
Yeah.
I mean, I was back on that guy as quick as I could, even with the wind knocked out of me. So that was the only time it was ever enjoyable running around, was in that moment in a competitive sort of thing. If we were at practice and the coach made you run laps around the field, like 5 or 10 laps,
right,
that was awful.
Yeah.
That was the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it. I didn't like it. No.
Yeah.
But you put me on the ball and have me like compete with somebody, then I was all over that.
Full throttle all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we did, because relative to our exercise program, we were training and shooting for the Urban Cow Half Marathon, which is what our entire regiment was built around. And we would, I think next weekend was our like target to shoot for it. And then you can upload your times, and I think they keep them as far as record keeping, but you could do it at any point in time. We already have the medals and whatnot.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to get it in as far as like record keeping,
you just make it up.
I'm sure you probably could.
I mean, how do they know that the numbers you're giving them are legit?
We take a screenshot of like our fitness app.
Okay.
So in our case, we're both using Garmin's.
Okay.
So it has the mileage. And could you?
So nothing Photoshop couldn't handle.
There's nothing. No, and to be truthful, no.
Yeah.
You could
mock it up.
You could fake it.
Sure. If you really wanted to.
You give me 30 minutes. You could. Yeah, absolutely.
Pick the right font.
Yeah, Anyway, but our program ended next week, and Saturday we had a 12-mile run, and that was something that we had to move up because next week I have pager, and so trying to squeeze in a 12-mile run while I'm on pager puts us either really late in the evening, or we run into problems where
you're getting calls.
Right. So it would be problematic. So what we decided was we would cut out an 11-mile run 1 week and move everything up 1 week. And so Saturday we had a 12-mile run. We are...
that sounds awful, by the way.
Yeah. And so far, I think I've said multiple times, she has made exceptional progress over the first 2 weeks, like far beyond what I thought we were going to get to.
Yeah.
Even when she was in probably peak fitness with the Kaya program that she was doing with like the all-girls gym and whatnot. So we're in this 12-mile run. We're about 8 miles in. I'm holding us at a pace because at this point we've dialed in that she doesn't do sun really well. Her body overheats.
Yeah.
At certain paces, her heart rate goes too high. So I've got this pace dialed in. We're running at a temperature everything is dialed in. We hit about 8 miles, and we're getting close to a stoplight. And she like kind of gets my attention, and she says, "Hey, what if we just do the whole thing right now, and then we're done?" So we're jumping from what was our last run was a 10-mile.
Yeah.
She wants to just do the whole fucking shebang.
The whole 12-mile or
the whole 13. So do the half mile or a half marathon, 13.1 miles.
Uh-huh. So you were only planning to do 12.
12.
Okay.
She's like, "Let's just fucking tack on the extra 1.1 and then we're done. We're done." Now, for me, whatever. But to hear that from her at 8 miles in, while we've been maintaining pace, I was like, "Are you serious?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll check back with me at 11 miles in." And I went, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So it was encouraging coming from her. It was like, to just tack on another mile is one thing, but we're already it was inspiring because that's not something
it wasn't expected.
Right, it was not expected, and that's not something you would hear from her because she hates fucking running. Now, she hates it so much.
There was motivation behind it, though.
She hates it so much that she would add another mile to the thing she was already in. That's different than, before we go running today, let's just do the whole thing. This was, she's already sweating. She's already halfway
I'm in
through.
it. Yeah. What's another mile?
Yeah, just add another one. What's the big deal? And I'm like, fucking okay. So then we had a problem because then I was so jacked up and excited and inspired that I start speeding up.
Oh, God.
And
that's not good for her.
It's not. But, and here was the thing, she's keeping pace.
Oh, damn.
So I'm checking my watch and I'm like, I am fucking 30 seconds way too fast. And I keep looking back at her and she's like, fuck you. Fuck you. But she's keeping pace.
No, she's keeping pace because she thinks that's what you're planning on doing, I would assume. She's keeping your pace.
Right.
So if you're running faster, she's just like, well, this is what we're doing right now.
I think she was just being nice. I don't know. Because she realized I was, and then I had probably by mile 10, I'd realized we started going way too fast. So I start trying to dial it back because then I know that she's either going to start getting tired or I need to do the check back in. Like, are we really going to push through this? Like, are we going?
Yeah.
Like, you got enough gas in the tank? Because ultimately what my thing was like, I'm not going to let you mail in the last mile at like a walk pace just so we can say that we're done with the program. Like, I can't. That's half-assing it.
Yes.
She's like, yeah, I got stuff. Let's just punch through it. So we fucking booked it. Our last miles were all faster than the first set. It was absolutely amazing.
That's
absolutely
impressive.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening was, if you looked at my tweet from last Saturday, my half was faster than hers because I started my watch. I thought I started it. I was like 0.6 of a mile off. So while we both ran the same distance, when we both ran past the house, she finished hers, but I had to make up 0.6 to have a 13.1 on my watch.
Yeah.
So I run past the garage and I take off in a fucking sprint and I do another loop around the house and I come back, and so that's why my time is so
because you were booking.
I was fucking hauling ass because that was runner's high.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't believe she did this. I can't believe she asked me, and we're done. We're completing out.
But I got to finish my stats.
But I got to finish the stats.
Yeah.
And fucking, I was smoking, and then I came back, and Xander and Piper had come out to give us water because somewhere about mile 10, I sent Piper things saying, your mom just decided to fucking like do it.
Yeah.
We're fucking full send.
Yeah.
Like your mom's fucking nuts right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I came back. The kids were out. They're like congratulating Venus. I'm in mid sprint, and I come back. I hit my sign because that's my thing. Absolutely super inspired.
That's cool.
God, it was so awesome.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to. I mean, I probably will at some point, but
run.
Yeah. I mean, I have a little bit, but though, since the dogs come on board, haven't had the opportunity because we're normally when we would go out on a walk that would be kind of quick.
Yeah.
Those don't exist because we end up taking the dog for a walk instead, and he's a stop and smell everything and pee on everything kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets trucking at times. He's not nearly as quick as what we used to do.
Yeah.
So we don't get as much. It's kind of a bummer.
It was really nice to have, and I say this with like no, like arrogance. It was nice to do to learn to run at a different pace, and this was all about. That's why I'm also encouraged by #HiKim. Kim was training for the same thing. She had to dial back because of the air quality, and that's fine. I'm encouraged that to see even Venus, who's not a runner, did so well.
Yeah.
She hated every moment of it.
Yeah.
But did it.
Yeah.
And there's no pressure. There's no. It's not like high school. And she ran in high school, but I think that was to see the cute boys, and her boyfriend at the time was a runner. And the fucking cross-country shorts were like bikini shorts on dudes.
Yeah.
And the guys were running it because sports bras and whatever, because of ladies. I'm not going to lie there. It was nice.
Yeah.
But here she is, both of us, parents, 40s, and she went and did something that she didn't like, but she did it and did it way above expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Super impressed.
Which shows you like how well.
So if you get there, I will help or not help.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just shows you how well she's her training regimen has been. That she's felt good enough to be like, let's just go a whole nother mile. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, she was definitely motivated.
Right.
But
right. And so what we decided was, because we still have another week left, so we're going to just move. Because part of our deal was, you complete the training with effort, not like mailing it in, and then we'll see about getting she needs a tablet replacement. Like, well, if you get to the end and you meet these things, tablet, kind of thing. So I'm like, well,
you're dangling the carrot,
right? Yeah, but she could have missed some. She could have, but she. It was awesome. I was impressed as a partner and a husband and a coach to see her like not only complete it, but without instigation or without like coercement.
Yeah.
She decided, I've got enough left.
She did it on her own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, kudos to her. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that totally blows away my painting story, which isn't even a story. It's just a mention that I painted.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Did you paint a prison?
I mean, if you consider
gray.
my house a prison, I mean, sure. I mean, it kind of is at the moment. It feels like it sometimes.
Fuck.
I mean, other than the fact that I can leave whenever I want.
Right.
Technically.
Technically.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just like, this is like the whole painting thing. Like, have you ever painted the outside of your house? It's not fun.
No, the last time ours was painted was when we did the renovation, and it got stuccoed, so that was included in the paint. So we did not.
Yeah. Well, it was long overdue at our house, and so it's been literally a year-long project.
Yeah.
And so the last 2 weekends, I spent a lot of time painting. Like, one weekend was 1/4 of the house, and then last weekend was the other 1/4 of the house.
Right.
And it's just like sketchy because I'm borrowing Mike's ladder, right?
Right.
You have to get up in the eaves and scrape all the old paint out that's all peeling.
Yeah.
And so you have to get up there and do that. Then you have to get up there and paint all the eaves.
Yeah.
And it's up there. I mean, it's only a 1-story house, but
Are you afraid of heights?
It's peaks. No, it's just those ladders it's just sketchy.
Shifty as fuck.
And the problem is this weekend I was doing the west side of the house, and it's rocked. So it's like, good luck putting the ladder down somewhere where it's going to be nice and secure, because
shift.
Yeah, it shifts. There was a couple times I like stood on it. Oh, it's okay. And then I get up like 1 or 2 steps, and all of a sudden the ladder goes across the wall. I was like, oh shit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my wife, I'm like, can you come out and hold the ladder for me? Because I'm probably going to die. You know what I mean?
Please?
Yeah.
But
sketchy.
And a crystal hasn't come into my life.
Yeah. No, that's not going to help me.
No.
Not at all. No. But yeah, I mean, it's satisfying though, man, to look at when it's like kind of done. No, it's not done, but I mean,
is there a particular external house paint that you're using? Like, what do you expect to get as far as longevity before you have to paint that?
I don't know. I'm buying my paint at Lowe's, and it's like some sort of, I I think it might be an HGTV Valspar
Okay.
brand paint.
Valspar,
It's
right
not
there.
the most expensive paint, and it's not the cheapest paint. It's like middle of the road.
Yeah.
Satin finish.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty thick.
Yeah.
We have a air compressor at the house.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Harbor Freight for $40. Bought a sprayer for the air compressor.
Mm-hmm.
It holds like 32 ounces of paint, and you can get up there and just and it's quick. It's relatively quick.
Quicker than rollers and all that other bullshit.
Well, you can't use, if, painting the eaves and stuff, you would have to use brushes, and that's brutal.
Yeah,
You
no
imagine,
thanks.
no, yeah, you don't want to be
Yeah.
on the ladder hand painting all that stuff, especially stucco. You have the eaves alone because there's like wood that runs through there,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's all stucco all the way up into the top.
Mm.
So just having the sprayer is just like, yeah, coat the shit out of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But being up on the ladder that tall, I mean, I think the highest point of the sides of the house is probably in the neighborhood of, I mean, this doesn't sound that, maybe 18 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So you're up on a skinny ass ladder, like holding on to a sprayer and a can full of paint that the sprayer's attached to, and you're spraying as much as you just, I'm going to fucking cover the shit out of this because I don't want to come back up here again, and then spray it and then climb down the ladder, then move the ladder over like 3-4 feet, climb back up the ladder, and, spend like 2 minutes trying to get it in the rocks right.
Yeah.
And climb back up the ladder. All right, hold the fucking ladder so I don't die. And then get up there and like just spray the shit out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's a process. And
Did you pressure wash the stucco before you painted?
I did a while ago. I haven't recently, but
because it's been so. I was just wondering because, before we were setting up, the last week alone,
real
with
dusty.
the wind,
Yeah.
it felt like everything was really dusty.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that'll fuck up your paint.
I don't think so. I mean, it's stuck. Most of the sides of the house are stucco. So, I mean, it's going to have dirt and shit in it anyway, just from stuff settling in it. But, I mean, it's just using a paint sprayer is so much better than like trying to roll it.
Yeah.
For that big of a space, because it's like the whole side of a house.
No, thank you.
And that side of the house that I did this weekend, there's only one window in it that's maybe, I don't know, 3 by 2, just one little tiny window. The rest is completely stucco. The entire rest of the.
So you're done?
The whole wall. I mean, all the main sections of the house are painted. There's still a bunch of trim and some cleanup stuff we got to do. Chandler got a bunch of overspray on stuff that I was considering finished. So now I'll have to fix that. And then there's I have to go get white paint for the trim. And finish up like a bunch of stuff out front, and all the trim in the places where I climbed up the ladder to paint over the last 2 weekends. I have to climb up again to paint the trim. So that's sketchy.
You double that with like hanging Christmas decorations, because at this point, I mean, fucking, if they're selling the
I'm
Christmas
not over there hanging Christmas decorations.
It's Christmas. They're already selling it. You might as well just get up there and just hang it. Once the box stores are selling it, it's good.
Oh, just put it up while I'm up there.
Put it up there.
Well, the thing is I
Just
don't hang any.
in.
I don't hang any Christmas lights over there on the sides of the house.
Whatever. You should.
I mean,
America.
True.
Blink, blink.
I mean, it's something that I've thought about doing for years, and it's like last summer-ish we started working on it.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of time where it's like either too hot or too cold, or it's raining. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, or like, fuck, how am I going to get up there? I don't have a ladder. And then finally Mike's like, oh, I'll let you can borrow my ladder. I'm like, your ladder will reach up there. And he looks, he's like, yep. So we pull it down off his truck, and that's been super helpful.
Yeah.
I had ladders, but nothing. I have 2 ladders, nothing that tall.
I don't have like a lean ladder. I have
Mm.
the A-frame one, but it probably wouldn't get me that close without being a pain in the ass.
Is it tall? A tall
Yeah, it's like
A-frame?
Like a 15.
Oh, that's pretty tall.
Yeah.
That wouldn't make it though. I don't think.
What?
I don't know that would make it.
Yeah, but you're like just short of 6 feet, right?
Oh, you want to stand on the top of a 15-foot ladder?
Not on the top, but if you're like 2 feet down, that's you're fucking up there.
I don't know. And then I don't know about using one of those ladders in the rocks, especially because they're like tilted away from the house.
Oh, well, yeah.
That would be
That's
really...
what I'm saying. Unless you were parallel to the house,
Yeah.
it would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You'd either be leaning over or coming up into it from a side. It would just you'd need 2 ladders. But to having a lean on,
Yeah.
is
Yeah, Mike's ladder was what allowed me to do that, to be honest with you. It worked really well. It was very steady. It's a professional ladder, I will say.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't give a shit. I never use it. It just sits on the roof of my truck.
Spray paint it pink then.
Yeah.
They don't use it.
I probably got some overspray on it somewhere, I'd imagine. But I don't think he cares.
Or you spray paint it purple. You're like, this is a dragon ladder.
Or like pink with like some sparkles.
Oh, yeah.
You
Just
know what
a
I
whole
mean?
bunch of glitter.
Yeah. Oh, he would love that.
Oh, yeah. Sparkle pony.
That would be nice to figure out a way where you can hide some glitter in there so the next time he actually does use it, it just explodes and he gets glitter all over him.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Yeah. Or just put it in like the little ruts of like the steps. And so like as he starts climbing it, like put it on like the 5th or 6th rung up. The minute he like grabs it, what the fuck is this? And you just blame it on his Cards Against Humanity glitter pack.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we didn't have that, though, forget it.
Be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I would have had to like go rent a ladder or something like that. But yeah, I think I think that shit's been at my house for months since before the pandemic. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it's been just at my house.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, Mike.
Sorry.
He doesn't seem to need it. I mean, if he wants it, he could always say, I need it.
It's probably, he's got an employer covered one at this point.
That's true.
Probably.
Yeah, I would assume.
Hopefully.
Well, it's just, isn't he using his same truck, though?
Yeah.
Do you think they were like, you don't have a ladder? And he's like, oh, fuck, it's over at Jim's house. They're like, well, here's a ladder.
Here's a ladder.
Actually, oddly, his
company.
ladder is got a protected by Bay alarm sticker on it already.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Hashtag we love you, babe.
Yeah. That's funny stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't feel like I have that much going on this week, other than the fact that we had Dave on last week. I mean, I've been busy with work, but beyond that, not a lot going on.
I had an interesting thing with my dad probably 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, before I get to what my dad said, I'll phrase this to you.
Okay.
So, let's pretend you're a spy, okay? And you have national secrets.
All right.
In your noggin.
Yeah.
And you're being held by whatever opposition. And they go to torture you.
Mm-hmm.
What is the thing that's going to get you to break?
I don't know that I can actually say this without hurting our national security. You know what I mean?
You don't have a weakness?
No, I'm saying I do. I just don't think I should say, because if I'm ever in that situation, that could be they'd be like,
right, just in case.
Hey man, I listened to your show,
FBI office.
and now I know.
So the funny thing was, my dad was over here, and I can't remember what brought it up. I think we were talking about dentists, and the running thing with the drills and the sounds of the dentist, and people don't like dentists.
Yeah.
It's like people and the clowns, or me and the clowns. It's like, oh, you can't stand the clowns. It's like, yeah. It's like, it's almost a meme at this point.
It is, actually.
So we're talking about stuff, and my dad is someone that in the past, he had been working on his truck up at the house, and he had been wrenching on it, and he had actually broken his own nose by, I think his oil
tool
drain
broke loose,
and his ratchet and when the bolt broke loose, he broke his own fucking nose. Like he's a numbnut.
Brutal, dude.
But he's had a broken nose.
Yeah.
So we're having this talk about annoyances and scratches on the chalkboard and drills, dentist drills and whatnot. And he goes off into this thing.
Okay.
And it was, you could not give him a national secret because if you ever got anything near his nose,
Really?
he'd sell you out in a heartbeat. Feather, Q-tip, tickle his nose, rub something near his nose, or pull out a nose hair.
Oh.
He's like, whatever you want to know, just don't keep the.
So
like he's a tickle
is it
nose.
super sensitive?
Yes, for whatever reason.
Okay.
And he is telling this like there's confidence.
Yeah.
Like I know for a
sure.
fact he is telling me the truth. Like, do not tell my dad something that you want to keep secret, because if he was ever in some sort of situation where that's the thing. I take a feather to his nose and start asking him shit about my two siblings. 'Cause, like,
just pin him to the ground and be like,
right.
I'm gonna start.
Dad, here's where it is.
Yeah.
I need to know which child you actually prefer. And here we go. Are you ready? 3, 2, and then I would know the truth.
Yeah.
It was funny to hear that from your.
Yeah.
He was
That's
no
like way
equivocations.
Out of left field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you do not want me to be a spy. You do not want me with any kind of secret, because you get anything near my nose and I'll give you up 10 ways a Sunday. And I went, wow, I don't.
That's saying something.
Yeah,
I mean, that's.
It was quite funny. So
Yeah.
like,
What's yours?
what would be the thing? I have a hard time with like kids, child abuse.
Yeah.
Like if you were to show me a bunch of children suffering in some sort of,
You'd be like, all right, giving it up.
When Piper and I went to the on her DC trip, and we went to the Holocaust Museum, seeing portraits of children. They keep an exhibit of shoes and glasses, like spectacles, to see, because the Holocaust happened, and you want, I don't know, I guess you want to keep this image that the only ones impacted were adults. Not that that makes it any easier to digest, but when you're looking at these mounds of shoes that they reclaimed from the people before they put them in whatever torture device, whatever oven, absolutely atrocious things. And you're seeing these piles of shoes, and you see something that probably fit a 6-year-old to a 10-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
No. Like, I'm done. Like, what do you want to know? Just don't hurt any more kids. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And dogs, like pets. I just saw a thing. I follow Keith Olbermann on Twitter. And Ricky Gervais. And they both tweet about, not necessarily PETA stuff, although I think they're supporters, but they do their own, like, animal, damn it. Not animal protection, animal abuse types of things.
Okay.
And some of the Asian countries, which I don't know which particular one, so I won't name one, but there are a couple of Asian countries that harvest like dog meat or beat animals, like the Michael Vick thing, the dog fight.
Yeah.
I can't handle that type of shit. Like, those would be my breaking point. Now, when we talk about,
but what about personal torture though?
I mean, if you sat me in a room and just forced me to look at, I mean, that would be it. If you were to force me to watch animal abuse or child abuse, I would break. I'd tell you just to stop it. Like, please don't hurt any more kids. That'd be it. That would be, I
think for me it would be
physical pain. I don't know if I have a.
Like, I'm thinking about that as you're talking about it. I think it would be my feet.
Really?
Yeah, like my feet. My feet are so ticklish.
Really?
Yeah, for real.
Oh.
Like it.
So you're like the dad's nose to your feet. Really
Yeah,
ticklish.
super, super sensitive on the bottom. In fact, one time I stepped on a bottle and it went through my shoe right into the arch of my foot on the bottom of my foot.
Oh, yeah?
And then I had to go to the ER
Right.
and have them like shoot liquids and stuff and dig around looking for broken glass.
Yeah.
And that was
How old were you?
super. I was in high school. That was awful.
I had so I'm going to make you cringe.
Oh,
You got a secret you want to tell me? I was
brutal, man.
preteens and we were still living in Los Angeles.
Mhm.
I can't remember if I told this story or not. Oh, anyway.
Dude, come on back.
Yeah. Well, if I did, I'm sorry. If not, here's a brand new one.
Yeah.
We were living in Torrance, and my uncle was watching us at the time in our house, and I had popped the tire on my front tire of my bike. So I had the bike wheel off of the tire, but I was fixing it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And our garage had like a kitchen, had a door to the garage.
The kitchen, I mean, it's just a bike
Right.
repair facility.
Why I was doing it in the kitchen? Oh, it's because I was soaping the tube to find so I had the bike.
I got you.
I had the bike in the kitchen.
Okay.
Plus, we're white trash, and you just bring your shit into the house. That's no big deal. That's just the way you roll.
Just you fix it next to the motorcycle, which is also in the kitchen.
Right.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
So bike is no wheel, front forks.
Yeah.
And so then my uncle decides, well, your parents are coming home. Take the bike to the garage, and you fix it in the garage.
Yeah.
So my uncle in front of me has the wheel. He opens the garage door, and he steps into the garage. I have the bike
With no wheel.
with no wheel in the front, and I wheel it into the garage, but I stub my toe on the threshold going into, and I get a step down, and the fork of the bike plunges, and I have a cute little scar between my big foot and my index toe into and it and then as I went, oh my god,
dude.
yeah,
No.
yeah, freaking out.
No.
So then that was the second time I ended up in the hospital with something for my foot to get iodine and the whole tetanus thing. Because anyway,
well, this is
so
like
I know, yeah,
yeah.
but
This is on the.
I'm not ticklish.
This is on the right on the arch of the inside, the middle of my foot, and there's a scar there. It's probably about that big, but the actual cut was longer. So when it healed, it got smaller.
It was a bottle. I missed
There's
it.
a broken piece of glass that
Oh.
I stepped on. and went through my shoe into my foot,
and you didn't cut any tendons? God, you're
right in
lucky.
the middle of my right in the middle. But yeah, that was like a pass out. I mean, they were waving the salts at me, so I wasn't passing out. The pain was terrible,
Really?
and yeah, it was. Oh, but so that scar now, where the scar is,
Mhm.
don't touch that spot.
Really?
Yeah, don't fucking touch it.
Like nerve endings kind of thing?
It
or
is
just
so
like a mental?
it is so sensitive.
How
Yeah,
bizarre.
it's like super sensitive. Like my feet are sensitive in general, like the bottom of my feet,
Mhm.
but where the scar is like fucking Spider-Man sensitive. You know what I mean? It's
Wow.
like it's like I don't even know what concentrated sensitivity or something.
So are you a person that likes to wear socks, or do you go barefoot anywhere?
Oh, I don't mind being barefoot, but if you touch my feet, like if I'm kicking back and my feet are up,
Right?
and you walk by and just run your finger across, oh God, no. No.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
Like you tearing into bitches, or are you just like, nah,
Oh, I
you get
freak.
the heebie-jeebies?
And I freak out. Yeah,
Okay.
it's first of all, super ticklish.
Yeah.
And second of all, especially if it's where that scar is, fucking magnified ticklish / sensitive. I mean, it's crazy.
So let me ask you this, because we have this funny thing with Venus.
So there's all your secrets.
So if someone
I gave it all up.
if someone like gets close to your foot and like
Oh, I freak.
phantoms it,
Yeah,
will you?
Yeah.
Because Venus will do the same thing. Like she has like like just above the knee.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Like if you pinch both sides of the leg like that.
Yeah.
She seems to be able to turn that off for Piper. But if I get close, I mean, this goes back to us, like, courting into high school.
Uh-huh.
Like, you start to get, and it probably started because I would do it so much, and it was just like a funny haha.
Uh-huh.
Like, get in there and, like, pinch it, and she'll jump and
Yeah.
can't stand it. It's like instant tickle spot.
Yeah.
Like, drop her to her knees in the fetal and, like, it can't. Bad news. Like, bad news.
Yeah.
But now it's gotten to the point where if I phantom it and I start to, just hold up the two fingers, like,
Just let her know it's
right.
there.
It doesn't even have to be in the region of her leg. Like, I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
And she will, like, nope, back, get the fuck.
Yeah.
I don't want any part of it. The kids, by proxy, as they've gotten older, have picked up, like, when we're roughhousing or goofing off, and we're all tickling each other, like, Daddy can drop Mommy to the floor by doing fucking the claw on Mommy's legs. So the kids have tried it.
Doesn't do it.
And Piper specifically has tried it, and Venus can apparently turn it off when it's anybody, as far as I know, but me. So Piper will go and, like, go to
She's
grab
like,
it and have, like, a full-on fucking grip on it.
Yeah.
And Venus is like, no. And it'll piss Piper off, and Piper will be like, Daddy drove him. And I'll take a hand and start moving it in the direction, and she'll be like, no.
I wonder if there's a specific location that you hit that Piper's not hitting or something, like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. Because she goes instantly, like, like apprehensive.
Yeah,
if I even get close.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, Shan does that to me all the time with my foot. It's very similar.
I'll touch you. I'm not even going to pinch.
Yeah.
Just let me touch your kneecap. Can I touch your kneecap? And she'll be like, no. Don't do it, fucker. But Piper will be, like, trying to slap and fucking Vulcan nerve pinch. Nothing.
So if we're watching TV and I'm kicking up, we've got my feet kicked up, she'll get up, like, at a break or something to go get a drink or something.
Love you, Jimmy.
And the hand will just start to go, and I'm like, oh, and it's instant, and, like, I don't even have to be touched. It's like I can feel it coming.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, bitch.
So yeah, if you, I mean, I guess I'll tell you everything. You know what I mean? It's probably that's how it's going to be.
I feel like we kind of do this because we threw her under the bus with the crystals.
Well, I mean, no, I didn't throw her under the bus. Hey, it's like I said, it's totally up to you. I mean, if those are things that are important to you and work for you,
that's a good circle back, because we were talking about this too last night on our run, and it was, I think, and that was, I think I loosely touched on it when we're talking about being a skeptic. It's like, I think it's important for everybody to have some sort of outlet or place to go where that thing helps them either with introspection or growth, or some place that they can go to maybe, like, center themselves or mental health.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's any more odd that I get those things from driving a car or going out and doing exercise than it is for Shan or Melly to find that in crystals or crafting or whatever. Tea time with your friends, coffee with your friends, just walking, dragon and traveling, #HiDragon.
Yeah.
Mike and riding his bike. I think all of those things are one and the same. So if you took from last week's show that we may have been hating or criticizing some of those things, I just want to make sure that it's like I support that, because I think it's important to understand that some of those things are outlets and they're healthy.
Yeah.
Do I share those things? Absolutely not. Like, no.
No.
But I don't expect everyone to get the same kind of things that I do either.
Oh, well, Melly doesn't give a shit about driving a car, right? I mean, you're going to say that she's going to be into what she's into, and I'm going to say, okay, good for you. you're going to be into what you're into, which is driving or being in your temple.
Right.
Right. That's great. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a part of me that I'm missing right now because I don't commute to work now.
Yeah.
There's 2 hours of my day that I spent driving that I don't have anymore that I enjoyed, actually.
Right.
Even though it was the same drive. Well, not always. I could mix it up. But it was basically the same drive every time. And just being in the car, listening to whatever it was I wanted to listen to, and having that time to myself is now part of me that I don't have. So, I mean, I totally understand that.
Mm-hmm.
For like Shannon and Millie with the crystal thing, it's like those are things that make them feel like it has an effect on them mentally somehow, and that's fine.
Right.
It's just not for me.
Right.
It's not for me at all. I'm not bagging on anything.
Right.
So
if they were to like start hanging crystals all over the yard, though, and telling you that the mushroom people speak to them through the crystals,
we might have a problem.
We have to sell all of our 401ks because the mushroom people want us to invest in something.
I don't know what that would be,
fertilizer futures.
Yeah.
Now we've got problems.
We have an issue.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take them out on a full moon and charge up your crystals. I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm chilling on the couch watching TV while you guys are running out back in the dark.
Yeah.
So do whatever makes you
it.
happy. I got my thing going on
here.
And
I think you were wearing a fucking stuffed animal on your chest. That's weird. Seek help. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a question.
Okay, go.
We were talking about this before the show a little bit.
Okay.
What do you do if you have a rat problem? What do you do?
So we are lucky enough.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
That Venus's dad is pest control.
Yeah.
But we do the rat bait and the boxes that are like on the perimeter. I'm sure people have probably seen them.
The silver boxes that they go in and
silver or
don't
black
come out.
boxes that hang on like perimeters of like, you see them in industrial buildings and whatnot, because the creatures generally like to go along the perimeter. We have those.
Okay.
They have worked. And the glue traps.
Yeah.
So this is probably 6-7 years back.
But the glue traps, I don't want to hear them. I don't want to hear them get stuck in the screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we had that problem in the RV probably 6-7 years back.
Okay.
It might have been even a little bit more. But when probably 2 seasons after purchasing the RV, I hadn't really done any inspection underneath, and there were probably, there must have been some insulation holes. We didn't have any rat abatement things because we just didn't really think about that and weren't paying it much attention.
Right.
So rats got in the RV. They had gotten into it, and they had set up shop under one of the sinks, like the cab seats in the cab.
So a seat, not a sink.
Not the sink.
Okay.
And
did they tunnel through the foam?
They must have, or there must have. Well, there were a couple of openings because in post I went in with like insulation foam and
filled them.
There were plenty of places that took foam.
Yeah.
So it just must have been unsealed conduit holes.
Right.
I didn't necessarily see any signs of chewing. That led me to believe that it was just poorly sealed.
Yeah.
In order to get rats out, we tossed in some bait boxes and the glue traps, and I just kind of left it days. And eventually they will stress out and have a heart attack on the glue traps. So, I mean, if you're going to set it in there and then go back in 20 minutes, yeah, you're going to hear things that make it hard to address it. But if you wait a couple days, they're going to have a heart attack and die.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of and you know this, because the alligator trap was the one where I went outside and I thought someone was playing with the squeaky toy. We did this this was probably last year with the podcast.
Yeah.
Right? The alligator traps aren't instantaneous either.
No.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
but they're quicker.
So if you happen to have that, just don't go outside checking for your dog playing with the squeaky toy naked, because it'll end up being a rat possibly.
Yeah.
So we do have alligator traps, the really hardcore ones, and the bait. Now that does mean at some point you need to make sure that you're checking in post, because the bait is toxic to other animals.
Yeah,
you wouldn't want to leave like a dead carcass of a thing for
Yeah.
a cat
Yes.
or your dog to then go picking at. Certainly if you care about other animals naturally in your habitat, falcons, hawks, vultures, whatnot, it would impact them.
Yeah, we've been battling this rat that's been eating some of Shan's flowers, and it's been getting into. We have my grill, and then now that Chandler's living at home, his grill's back there, so they're getting into the grills. They've chewed through his grill cover.
Yeah.
They've wrecked a couple parts of our patio cover, which pisses me off. So we're seeing them in the daytime even.
Yeah. And Venus has said that rats in the daytime, either they're being threatened by something's another predator, or they've got rabbit or looped out problems, because rats are nocturnal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so we saw him, it must have been around 4:45 or 5 tonight.
Really?
And it's like out of the corner of the eye, I see him come down, onto the grill. It's like, oh my God, he's out there right now, And we've seen him out there at night too, but I've seen him out there in the daytime a couple times also.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So they're comfy.
I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. We talked about this. That sprays don't work.
Yeah.
Some sort of cat piss spray ain't gonna work. Relocation traps are not gonna work.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. If you also have the problem outside of calling a professional pest control to address your situation, or getting like the edible bait that will do the business, or the alligator traps.
Well, we went to Home Depot and got a couple of the alligator traps and set those up before I came here, actually, with some peanut butter in the trap, and put a couple out. So hopefully, let's get a couple.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for them.
Where there's one, there's...
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's so gross.
Yeah.
Ugh, so gross.
Danger.
Yeah. And my wife, every time she sees it, she screams.
Well, and see, the thing with here, too, because we used to have, and this went into probably the beginning of summer. I took apart our last waterfall that I had kind of decommissioned, that was like in the crux in part of like our bedroom to the new patio.
Mm-hmm.
And in taking that apart, I saw rats.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, what the fuck? I totally thought we would solve this problem.
Yeah.
So we had Jim come out and give us more bait and whatnot, and they ate it, but I had completely disassembled, the fountain in order to capture the rest. So I believe I've remediated the rat problem, but now what I've noticed is that squirrels, in trying to make sure that I keep that at bay, a lot of the way that our suburban fences are lined up, it creates like a two-tiered like highway for how the fences are engineered. Squirrels, where I would put like a glue trap or even like an alligator trap,
they'll move around
on my side of this fence.
Yeah.
I'd be worried I would accidentally catch a squirrel.
Yeah.
So now it's like, well, I have to keep things on the bottom floor, even though I know in the past I've seen, like you have, top of the fence line running, rats.
Yeah.
Like, or mice. Like, what are you doing up there? Like, I can't put anything up there because I have nothing against the squirrels.
Right.
And apparently no one around here has cats that want to do anything about the rats except for shit over in my yard somewhere.
Yeah.
Pieces of shit.
It's gross, man, when you go out back. And, we spent a lot of time and
right.
energy.
Well, then what are you going to do about the grill? It's like now you've got to, like,
I got to, like, totally
turn that
clean
shit
it.
up and, like, steam and, God.
Well, we were joking when
when
we found it in the grill because we were going out there to cook dinner. You know what I mean? Open up the grill and find a rat inside it.
He's like, surprise, bitch.
And then I, like, dropped the lid. Like, it scared me, right? And so then I'm like, Shan, look. And I lift it up. And as I lift it up, it scares me again, the fact that he's there, but I know he's there. But she screams at the top of her, and that scares me, so I drop the lid again. You know what I mean?
Guillotine.
Yeah.
Only.
But, I was like, well, what if I just, like, turned on the gas and, like...
Well, I think the joke I made, I'm like, did you just roast it?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't want to clean that up off my grill.
I wouldn't want to either.
A rat.
Probably, like...
It's so gross. But now I got to, like, completely clean the entire grill before I can use it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? If not, replace the grates. You know?
I mean, they're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
But you have to really, you have to resolve the problem because then you...
Yeah, well, that's why I haven't gone and cleaned it because it's like, if I don't get rid of them, there's no point in even cleaning the grill.
They haven't gotten to the smoker, have they?
Not that I know of. There's
no
hole big enough for them to get into the smoker. Yeah. But it's so gross. You find turds all over the place, you know. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, it's not sanitary.
No, not at all.
Plus, now you're not barbecuing.
Yeah.
That's
I know.
I like to barbecue.
Totally.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's gross. We had them in the attic at one point, and we had a bunch of those. I had to go up and I bought some mesh, this big roll of mesh, and find every hole I could in the roof line, and then cut a piece of mesh and, like, staple it up so that it would cover the hole.
Yeah.
And that seems to have kept them out of the attic, but then we had some that were in there, and so we had some alligator, what did you call them, traps?
Yeah.
Or whatever. And that was interesting. We caught like, I want to say 3 or 4 rats that were up in the attic. Yeah. And when you go up there to, like, when I replaced the fan up there.
Yeah.
You go up there and you can see, like, places where they had, like, been running, like they made a little trail. Yeah, the little path. And it's like, you fuckers.
I think that just shows you that cats are lazy.
Well, maybe. Yeah, that's true, because we have quite a few cats around the neighborhood that we see around our house all the time.
Like, what are you guys doing? You ain't pulling any of your fucking weight.
I mean, the way he's coming...
Meow.
I don't know where he's coming from. We have a tree on this side, and I think he's going up the tree and then getting on top of the patio cover and then running across and then coming down to the other side. So he's not even, like, running across the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're pretty sneaky.
Yeah.
Super sneaky.
The squirrels, they have taught me this trick. There's no floor.
Here's another funny one. I don't know if I've told this story before. It was on a Saturday, one Saturday morning, years ago. Woke up, and it sounded like someone was dragging a stick up and down the side of the house. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because that's like in the backyard. It's like it's fenced out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I get up and I look out the window because there's a little portal window there. Don't see anything. Okay, so I lay back down, and then sure enough, it happens again. Like it's right on the other side of the wall, right at our headboard, up and down. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
So I throw some clothes on, and I go out the front door,
right,
and across to that side of the property, and I like go to the corner and I peek, and as I peek around, there is a squirrel on the stucco sideways, and he is running up and down the side of the house.
Just speed demon.
Yeah, with his claws in the stucco. And he sees me, and I go, ah! And he literally chirps, eek! You know, and tears off down the side of the house.
Like,
and I chased him, and by the time I got through the gate, he was already around the corner, and then he went up over the fence to the other side of the house. I mean, I've seen him.
He was just having track day on the side of the house.
I don't know what the fuck he was doing. One day, Melanie and I were taking Max out for a walk, And here's this squirrel on the house next to ours, running around on the stucco, like up in the peak and stuff, doing the same thing, but he was doing it on someone else's house now. And it's like, what the hell is going on? There's nothing exciting for
like
you
those
to be.
slot car racings where they just put the track up on the wall. And
Yeah, it was the weirdest shit. But the big giant squirrel running around on the stucco, and that's the sound I heard was just him running down the stucco. You know?
What the?
It's so bizarre.
Kill some rats, squirrel.
Do they do that?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Can I give you some nuts
Yeah.
to take out a couple rats?
Kill the fucking rat. I'll pay you in nuts.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys have a lot. We had a lot of squirrels around our house too.
Yeah, because we end up with, they will steal the pine cones from the tree like 2 or 3 houses over.
Okay.
And then they eat them in the oak trees.
They
on
drop
our
it all
property.
over.
And so there's shredded
Yep.
pine cones like in our yard.
It looks like it looks like a corn cob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck happened here? And it's because Jax. I don't think Jax has depth perception very well within 5 feet. But that dog will bark at turkey vultures and falcons like 80 to 100 feet in the air circling that are like specks to me.
Yeah.
And he will bark and just be pissed and moaned at squirrels that I can't see without like staring at a tree for a good minute and a half. Like,
what are you barking at?
Are these Dave's shadow people? Like, what the fuck are you barking at? And then like a squirrel will drop like an acorn or something, and he's going ape shit over it.
Yeah.
Like, how do you see that?
And especially when you think about it, like a dog just sees in black and white, right?
Right.
So it's like, how do you pick that up?
You will bark at nothing in the window for 5 minutes. And so I think you need a foam helmet, but yet you have like this perfect 20/20 vision to see a squirrel in camo, 20 to 30 feet up in the tree, not making a sound to me, and he's like, yeah, it's there. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, but dogs hear way better than we do too.
Fuck.
I always was under the impression that dogs couldn't see as well as us, but they can hear as well. That doesn't sound like that's the case.
I don't understand. Yeah, absolutely baffles me.
Weird.
And he will like run around the yard and be pissed off at stuff and like look up in the sky, and I'm like, what are you pissed off at? And like way up in there is a fucking falcon or something like circling over some dead carcass, probably, who knows, far away. And it's like, really?
The squirrels are taunting him. That's what it is.
Like what?
It's like a cartoon out there. They're all giving him shit, and he's getting pissed.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
Yeah, I think it boggles the mind. Squirrels.
Rats and squirrels, good God.
We're close to time.
Oh.
I have one question for you.
Yeah.
So
it's my feet.
Since we...
Oh.
Yeah. Is there a show that you've caught recently
Yes.
that you would make a recommendation to that we probably haven't talked about yet?
Yes.
Okay, go.
The Good Place.
Venus watches that.
Yes.
Or watched it, because I think
It's funny.
It's over.
It
just ended.
It might have.
Yeah.
We just started watching it.
That is Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
Ted Danson.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's some funny shit in that show.
She enjoyed that show.
Yeah.
Mine would be The Long Way Up.
I haven't heard of it.
And that is a series with Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman. So Ewan you would recognize as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Train Spotting. Moulin Rouge, if you dial it way back to early 2000s.
Okay.
It's only currently on Apple Plus. They have 2 other series, Long Way Down and Long Way Around. They're both motorcycle touring trips where they 2-man, 3-man with like a touring crew in some places, but really it's just the 2 of them as they go through various countries, experiencing culture and each other. And
Long Way Up, you said?
Long Way Up is the most current one. They go from the most southern Cape Town, the most southern point in South America,
way down.
And they're driving all the way to Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
So down to up.
I gotcha.
Long Way Down was UK to the tip of South Africa.
Oh, yeah.
And then long way around, they actually circumvented from like the UK. They went through Europe, Russia, China, and they came down through Alaska, and they went through, I think they ended in New York. So UK to New York. We're watching the new one with the kids. It reminds me a lot of the UK trip that we took with Dragon Mike, to see other cultures and to see people experiencing it without like the production value of like, this is a show.
Yeah.
It's more of like a semi-documentary, to see cultures and people and places where you're getting a genuine feel of the people.
Yeah.
It's very refreshing. It's very reminiscent of the trip that we took to the UK, because it's like, I want to share that experience with the kids. And without having to take that trip, this is the closest facsimile as I can get. Like, I'm telling you,
Sure.
the experiences abroad are very much like this, and it's amazing to see other people experience the same way.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this isn't fake. This is, people act this way, and I hope you can experience this at some point later on down the road, because it's amazing. It's amazing feeling, and it's amazing to see firsthand.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Apple Plus.
Okay.
Sorry for everyone else who's doesn't have it.
Long way
up.
Long way up.
I bitched and moaned because I couldn't find the other two series, which I think Mike and I both watched either on YouTube or on BBC US, some affiliate of the BBC. Couldn't find it. The one repository I didn't find those two series was the one place where it actually was. Apple Plus must have some sort of sponsorship license thing,
Yeah.
where you can watch all three series on Apple Plus only. But you used to be able to find it on YouTube, Netflix, or Amazon.
Oh, interesting.
Long way up. A good place.
The good place.
Is there, so the prior seasons are on Amazon, Netflix, or
We're watching it on Netflix.
are you?
Yeah. Good show.
How many seasons? Do you
I
know?
don't even know. We just started watching it because I used to listen to, before when I drove a lot, used to listen to a lot of podcasts. oddly.
Dax Shepard.
And
Yeah,
because of Dax
husband.
Shepard, yeah. But that's how I knew about the show. And then when
Right.
I saw it, I was like, this is supposed to be funny. And Shan was like, oh, I heard of that. And so we kind of watched it. And it's pretty funny.
Yeah?
Yeah, she does a great job. Kristen Bell's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure Venus will walk me through it.
Yeah, it's
So
good stuff.
Trust me, just start here, and watch these.
I think you have to start from the beginning.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Because
God,
it's sort of an overtime thing.
okay.
That's it.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
all I got.
That's all I got.
We're at time.
Okay. Hey, thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
We like and subscribe. Click all the bells, whistles, and ding dongs. Whatever the
Bells, whistles, and ding dongs.
Fuck the ding dongs. Wow.
Wait, whoa, what?
Wait, what?
Yeah, don't forget to wash your hands,
Right. Register to vote.
wear the mask,
Wash your ass.
and return the cart.
Return the. That's it.
That's it.
Nailed them all.
All right, cool.
We're 20 days to vote. November 3rd.
Yes,
If you're hearing this in time, please participate.
please.
If you can, please participate. Do your thing, but please participate.
Yep, I just had my ballot out and was marking stuff right before we went to Lowe's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Do the thing,
do it.
please.
Make it happen.
Register to vote and vote.
All right.
All right. Catch you next week.
See you next week.